Punto played on a world championship team in St. Louis. Ended up in Boston. He was part of that mega deal. Remember when we were in Los Angeles and the Dodgers and the Red Sox pulled off the big deal, and the big deal included some enormous names. Josh Beckett, Adrian Gonzalez, Carl Crawford. Punto was also in that deal, and I remember we were in LA and the Red Sox players arrived in Los Angeles to flashbulbs and photographs. They all got out of the car looking for the big names, and there was Nick Punto along with Gonzalez.
If I remember, they held a press conference. If something's going on down here on the field, they held a press conference after the game down on the field at Dodger Stadium.
Joe West came to the mound. Somebody was hit in the seats by that foul ball, and so it looks like the medical folks are coming down to tend to that person. Marlins Live pregame is brought to you by South Florida Honda dealers. The Phillies are in town. A fun matchup. A.J. Burnett and Henderson Alvarez are slated to go on the Tuesday night.
Yeah, that's the same matchup we had in Philly. Marlins won that game 3-2. Henderson Alvarez, the winning pitcher.
Jennings will continue to warm up. Mike Redmond and the Marlins in the last 3 ball games have been through a lot. You can see the Oakland players also looking down that right field line. The delay right now for a pair of fans, it appears, that were hit in the seats, and that area obviously very close to the field,
and that's why there's a delay, because there's so many people down that way assisting with their backs to the field.
It's an area, Tommy, and someday I think you'll see it. I saw it in Japan in the World Baseball Classic. There are nets, just like the home plate screen, that run from the home plate screen all the way on top of the dugouts, all the way down the right field line.
I know there's some ballparks that we visit that have those screens during batting practice.
None in Major League Baseball have them during the game.
Yeah.
And even some of the seats that jut out in Japan, they have boxes underneath the seats with helmets and gloves if the fans want to put those on and use them.
And you think about some of the older Wrigley Field and Fenway Park, how close the seats, and especially how it juts out in left field and in right field at Fenway.
So Jennings will continue to throw.
Punto
here in the 7th.
Saw the shot of Andrew Heaney. A tough day because he threw the ball so well through the first 5 innings, and they got 2 outs in the 6th. Everything happened with 2 out. The 4 consecutive hits, 3 singles, and then the big home run by Fryman. Even with the 3 singles at that time, it was a 1-1 game. And had he been able to handle Fryman, who just joined the Athletics today, was just called up, had he been able to handle him, totally different story.
And you think about Heaney and his starts, and in all 3 of his big league starts, it's been the long ball that's hurt him, from David Wright's homer in the first inning, Marlon Byrd's first inning homer, and here Fryman with the 3-run shot. Medical personnel continue down the first base line to tend to a fan. It appeared as if there were a couple of fans hit by that ball off the bat of Punto. One of the fans was let off under their own power. Punto obviously feels as bad as anybody.
If you're Nick Punto, you feel helpless. As everybody is around, just hoping everything's going to be all right.
Oakland on top in this ball game 4-2. If you're just joining us, there's a delay. Nick Punto hitting a ball down the first base line, and a couple of fans apparently struck Joe West, the first base umpire, stopped play because medical personnel had kind of spilled out on the field.